Good morning. Today's December 3rd. Before I start this reading, when I went and got my coffee at 4 o'clock this morning, I noticed that the full moon is on the rise. I got a picture of it. I'll put it somewhere on TikTok today, but when I started this reading, I wrote down it's a 6-day. And then I wrote down full moon rising, and then I heard the song Bad Moon Rising. And I witnessed a collective shadow last night rising with tensions happening in my household with the members of my house. Adam's not here right now. I expect he'll probably show up sometime during this recording. It's almost 5:30 in the morning. He's been gone since about 10:30 last night. The kids, there was an argument like at midnight last night that woke me up. Or it wasn't even really an argument, it was just tension. Yeah, Bad Moon Rising. Maybe I'll use TikTok's music generator to put it at the beginning of the video if I can get myself loud enough in order to be able to play that low enough that it's playing in the background. Anyway, Bad Moon Rising. I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. Okay. So what I'm looking at here is a collective polarity shift. So we're going from one thing to another thing. And I started with the Seeker Oracle this morning. So the first two cards that I have out here on the table: Express Gratitude and Set It Free. Set It Free is the underlying energy of Express Gratitude. And honestly, it's the same character in both of these cards. This is stabilize and then liberate. Recognize what you have, then release what you hold. Honor the beauty, then free the burden. The next two cards from this deck are Know Your Labels and Tell Your Story. The birds. The birds are all about perspective. And the Know Your Labels card, it's a transition from the crow to the dragon. This is a shadow. This is about confronting identity distortion, the stories that people tell to hide their wounds. Labels built from childhood roles, trauma, culture, or survival. These two cards are telling you to stabilize the heart, release the burdens, speak the story that frees you. I tell my story every day. It's the only way that I know how to express the energy that's moving through the collective. Alright, and then finally in this set, we have the shadow making its full materialization. Okay? Illusory obstacles. And love the inner child. The dragon. The shadow. The collective is not battling reality. You're battling the wounds or the wounded child's memory of reality. Collective thinks they're afraid of the future when actually they're afraid of repeating the past. Of facing external obstacles, but really you're afraid of facing your internal ghosts. Of defending yourselves, but what you're actually afraid of is defending a wound. Or you think you're defending yourselves, but you're actually defending a wound. Fear is not truth. In fact, fear is opposite of truth. Fear is the inner child asking to be held. So then I pulled from the Priestess of Light Oracle because I wanted to know more about the collective energy, and I wasn't going to do a video this morning. I wasn't. I'm tired. I was just going to do a written message for Facebook today, but I have another mirror happening on my table, and at first I saw it in the Seeker Oracle, the woman, the birds, the dragons, and then I started to see it here. So the first card that or actually, well, before I show you the cards, I've got Death and Rebirth, Precognition, and then at the bottom of the deck is Hostilities. So we're almost in a full moon. Tomorrow is the full moon. Right? Today's the 3rd. Yeah, tomorrow's the full moon. So the moon mirrors the sun. This is collective polarity inversion, basically. It's the shadow revealing the light, the truth. And what I see reflected in these cards right now is a trinity of panthers. This is the Shadow Guardians. The shadow's no longer something to fear. It's something to ride through into transformation. So, Death and Rebirth. This says darkness to light. In Tarot, this is the 13 card. Pay attention. This is about shedding identity, story, illusions, old emotional patterns, relationships built on survival roles. This card is it says that the darkness is guiding the transformation, not blocking it. Then we have card number 13. Precognition. This is the mirror to the shadow. The shadow cleared the lens. The vision is now unobstructed. This card says psychic ability, future vision. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have the card Hostilities. It's card number 31. So we've got 13 and 31. 1, 3, 3, 1. This card says conflict and unrest. It's a full moon, and she's literally riding her panther. The conflict is not the enemy. It's the catalyst. It's not destructive. It's revelatory. Together, these cards say that darkness births vision, that conflict births clarity, shadow births awakening, fear births truth, and death births future. This is a collective polarity shift. So I saw this just now. I didn't see it before. Sacred gratitude. It says reverent appreciation and prayer. It's card number 55. 5 is conflict, change, chaos. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. Be careful not to dismiss this choice as frivolous. This inwardly peaceful intention is actually a dynamic energy accelerator. Each quiet, uncluttered moment of gratitude will summon the communal grace of both the creative and magnetic forces flowing through the world. And you can ride these energetic waves with joy. So take some time to engage in this deeper sense of gratitude now. And if this card is surrounded by activity-filled, high-energy cards in your spread, it's all the more important to weave these powerful moments of grateful reflection into your daily life. Gratitude's important. Thank you for the struggle. I find joy in the challenge. Maybe not at first, but this is about recognizing that things don't happen to us. They happen very much for us. So we've got a conflict. The Anima Mundi. Hold, please. Okay, so I'm just looking at this card first of all, and it's card number 50, 60, 70. It's card number 78, which 78 reduces to 15, which reduces to 6. It's a 6 day. And it's a star, which reminds me of the Vitruvian Man. And at the center is the collective. This is the card of reject nothing and accept everything. Radical acceptance. Sacred gratitude. Reverent appreciation. It's the living soul of the world in all of its multifaceted, multidimensional layers, bonded together by loving cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied. Embrace constructs of separation, dissipate. Let's see, nothing is denied. Embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of shared consciousness. Anima Mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It's the connective fiber that makes life meaningful. It's the paradox, and that's the conflict for the collective today. The mirror. The mirror is a paradox. Alright, where do we want to go next here? Which deck of cards? The paradox that behind every truth. The paradox that everything is true. Believe everything. Even believe the lie. Behind every lie is a little bit of truth. I see. So the moon The moon is getting ready to show the collective, the paradox, the mirror, that behind every person that irritates the shit out of you, that irritation is actually something about yourself that you wish that you didn't own. Alright, let's see. Give me a couple cards for the collective. God damn it. Okay. Well, very first card I'm looking at here, we've got Death. The Emperor and the King of Swords. Ooh. The Seven of Pentacles, the World, and the Eight of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy, we've got the Nine of Swords and the Sun reversed. Anxiety because you don't think your light is shining through. What the hell? Death. This is the recycling of energy. The paradox is that nothing's wasted. Everything that dies is actually food for the next thing. The Emperor. This is masculine stability. Masculine insight. The King of Swords. So I think we're going to call this a masculine reading today. So this is for the divine masculine. So it seems like the conflict happens to be you're stuck in a mind loop. Spirit saying be patient. The Eight of Swords says that you can free yourself. But the Sun reversed here is, oh, and then the two of Wands. This is making a plan. Brings me back to the strategy card from yesterday. The sun is also an inner child card. So this is an inner child wounding. This is the masculine who is stuck at the age of 18. "18 reduces to 9, and 9 is completion. But you're stuck there. I saw the Father card in the Wild Unknown Archetypes. So the conflict seems to be a father wounding. And there's an inability to move forward because of the inner child being stuck. Be patient because healing takes time. The King of Swords says you got this. You're actually sitting in a place where your mind is strong and balanced. With the Emperor, it's masculine mastery. But there's like this one thing that needs to die. The Emperor kind of mirrors the precognition card. You have a vision for the future, but the Two of Wands with the Sun reversed and the Nine of Swords says you're stuck. You don't know how to move forward, and this death and rebirth This last piece of the shadow has to do with the end of your childhood. You got stuck at the age of 18 and your mind is like there and can't move forward. I mean, 18 is just some irrelevant number that I pulled out of thin air. But, there is an age in which the masculine got stuck and the masculine is still running circles around that trauma that happened. It's like the last piece of the puzzle that has to die. Maybe you were raised by a family. Okay, I'll tell this story. I think I have finally pinpointed my grandmother's biological father. She was not raised by her biological parents. She was, well, that's not 100% true. She always called Mrs. Duke her stepmom. And come to find out, I'm pretty sure that Mrs. Duke was her stepmom, that Mr. Duke was not her adopted father. He was actually her biological father, and her mother gave her to him and his wife. My grandmother was the product of an affair, and the man that she called her biological dad her whole life was never her biological dad. But none of us were ever really able to get the truth before 97 when my great-grandmother died. She took that secret with her to the grave, and the only thing I have now is DNA testing that tells me that she's not related to that side of the family at all. And I think we have found her bio dad. But she was rejected, or felt rejected, by everybody. Her mother, her step-parents, and her mindset is stuck where the biggest trauma happened, so she cannot think beyond that point. So that's what I'm saying is going on here. Like, whatever trauma happened, late teens, early 20s, the mind is like stuck there. I got 22 on the clock. So that's like the last piece of the puzzle. Have gratitude for the trauma, because it's teaching you the lessons that you need now. The trauma is not the enemy. It's just the shadow. It's just the inner child looking for love. I hope this message makes sense to somebody. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one.